Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kitty. On my channel I like to do a variety of things ranging from vlogs, makeup related stuff. I do lives a lot, I do story times, and I do shopping hauls. So if that's something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing. So this guy that I'm going to be talking about, his name is Scum, because he is scum of the earth. Scum is 1 year younger than me. I actually do not know much about him. I saw him a few times in high school. All I remember of him was that he was really quiet and he just seemed like a goody-goody, and I was not a goody-goody. Back in high school, I do remember seeing him a couple times and I was kind of like, he's good looking. But I was already taken, so there was no chance of that anything ever happening there. I noticed Scum started watching my stories about a year ago, and I felt like every single video that I posted, Scum would watch it. Every time I posted a video, Scum was there watching it. If not the first, he was like the top 5 to see whenever I post a video. And me being a single person and me kind of being attracted to him at one point in my life back in high school, even though we never met, I was just kind of like, I don't say nothing. I don't think nothing of it. I just figured that I put myself on a platform, I put myself out in the public. So I want to say, like, after 6 months go by of continuously watching my stories and just like being a creeper. It's one thing to be my friend on Instagram and watch my stories. That's okay, you know, because I actually like look at people's profiles, so like I know who you are, and that just makes me feel comfortable knowing that you're a real person. But the fact that you're gonna watch my stories and not follow me, but like continuously watch my stories, was a little strange. But at the same time, I was like, you know? I was up one night very late, and I was like, I wonder if he just like watches me, like. So I just like started posting random things, and every single post, I kid you not, he was the first one to view my story. And I was just like, I don't know where I heard this, but I could swear on my life that I heard somebody back in high school say that this person was either asking about me or had like a little crush on me. But again, I already had a boyfriend, and I was just like, you know, just kind of brush it off. I didn't call him out, but I remember I said something along the lines like, "No, you're watching," and then he watched and he didn't say nothing. And then I said something like, "I know we went to high school together, but we never officially met." And then he watched, and then I just like was laughing because I knew he knew that I was talking about him, but he wasn't like saying nothing. And I was just like, damn, this guy is like really, he's either really shy or he just like, I don't know, he's just shy or something, quiet. And then I started laughing, and then I said something very specific so that I know he would get it, and he did, and he messaged me, and I was just like, and I asked him like, did you know I was talking about you? And he was like, yeah, and this and that. And I was like, I don't think we've ever met, right? And he was like, no. And then I told him like, I remember you like seeing you in high school, but that's about it, you know. Like, one of the first questions, I kid you not, was, are you single? And he said yes. And I said, how long have you been single? Because I like to get these important questions out of the way, because I just want to watch my back. I just want to be careful. In the past, there have been times where men had lied to me saying they're single, and then later on I find out they were lying. And it's just like, you can't always go on their word, but at the same time, that's where trust is built too. So it's just kind of like an iffy area when you're starting to talk. He specifically told me he's been single. He has a daughter, but he's been single for about 3 years. And I was like, you still like sleep with your baby mama? You still have feelings for her? And he was like, no, like if I did, I would be with her, but no, I don't. And I was like, okay. I know a little bit about what kind of family this person comes from. I do know who his parents are, and they are very good people. The way he presented himself, the way he talked, the way he acted, the way I saw him in high school, I just figured he was a really good guy and that he was raised really good with morals and he just comes from a good family, right? We start talking and you know, when somebody is not single, they will only talk to you like for a certain amount of time during the day. They will only talk to you or reach out to you during a certain time of day, and then another time of day they'll be busy or they're too busy to talk, or you know, like people who are unavailable are unavailable, and you can tell when, you know, you put two and two together and you figure out like, oh, okay, they must have a girlfriend or they must have a family or something like that. But this guy was not like that. He was always messaging me from sun up to sundown. We were talking. It was constant. There was a connection there. There was a connection there because I don't typically go for this type of person. I go for people who are more like me and like talkative and likes to laugh and just like kind of daring people, kind of bad boys, I guess you can say. I go for bad boys. Let's just admit it, Kitty, we go for bad boys. And so recently, one of my very good friends, shout out to her, she knows who she is, she was telling me like, Kitty, you need to go for someone who is quiet and the opposite of you, because you always go for all these F-boys and nothing comes of it. So you need to try going with someone who's quiet, someone who is the opposite of you, and maybe like opposites will attract and something will come from it. So I was thinking, let's just give it a try. By now we're already, I don't know how long we've been talking by now. I remember one night my boys were with their dad, and so I had free time, and I remember like asking him to come meet me, and I remember he didn't want to come all the way over here to my side, which I thought was like, he was being all cheap, you know, like, but at the same time I have to take into consideration like this is, we're barely talking, you know, like we're in a new modern age of dating. Like most people like to go halfway on bills and halfway on the meals and you know, so I just figured it would be nice of me to offer to meet halfway instead of making him drive all the way to me, because he lived straight across on the other side of town, like 30, 45, maybe like 30 minutes away the most, and I sure as hell didn't want to drive all the way over there. He didn't want to drive over here. In my mind, I'm thinking this guy's a cheap guy. This is already a red flag. But he's quiet. He's good. Comes from a good family. We're in a new age of dating. Just meet him halfway, Kitty. So I met him halfway. When we met, he was really nervous and I was really nervous because there was a lot of talk, there was a lot of intimate talk, and I was just nervous. Like I'm always nervous to meet new people, but I felt like I was a little bit more nervous to meet him because I wanted to make a good impression, you know, because obviously he comes from a good family, you know, and I just don't want to be all crazy, you know, I don't want to be all crazy for him. So when we met, we were just talking and started making out, and just like things were getting pretty hot and heavy, and probably would have went somewhere where we didn't want it to go, but luckily something had stopped us, and so we just kind of like, it was kind of awkward, and he was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go now, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go too, and we just kind of laughed about it, you know, but we're still talking this and that, and again, a lot of it was adult conversations and just kind of like feeling each other out, and by this point I know, like, it's obvious he likes me. It's obvious, it should have been obvious that I liked him, you know, so we were still talking and everything was okay. Then it became to the point where, like, I'm the type of person, like, if I'm in a relationship or entertaining the idea of a relationship or like dating somebody. If I am feeling a little like frisky and I want it, I want it. Then right then and there, now give me some. That's just how I am. If you don't want to give me none, then I don't know, you're losing points there. So I remember one night we were talking and the conversation was getting pretty heated, and I was like, do you want to meet me? And he was like, okay. Then he was like, never mind, I can't because I have my daughter. And I was like, you live with your family, your whole family's there. How come you just can't tell one of your relatives like, hey, I'm gonna step out for a little bit, my daughter's sleeping, can you just like listen out for her? Obviously it's nighttime and she's gonna be conked out all night, you know? And he was like, I can't just leave my daughter. And I was like, well, how about if I go to you? Because I was, like I said, I was really wanting some company, if you get my drift. And I was like, how about if I go to you and you just slip away for a little bit and then that's it, you know, you can go back to your daughter. And he was like, no, like, and then I was just kind of like, I'm just not used to being turned down like that. I was pissed, I ain't gonna lie. It's not a good feeling, you know, when you get shot down, especially as a lady, you know. I mean, come on. And so I started being dramatic, and I was like, maybe, like, what are we doing? Maybe we shouldn't be talking anymore, this and that. And I was like, let's just not talk no more. And he was like, okay, like, whatever you want. And I hate that. I hated that about him. I like it when a man fights for me or wants to fight for me, and he didn't want to like fight for me, and I was just like, okay. So we stopped talking. I can't remember how we started talking. He like responded to one of my stories, and then we would just like blow it off and start talking again and pick up right where we left off, and everything was okay again. I wanted to start like seeing him more, and I noticed every time I started wanting to see him, he was like, I have my daughter. It was always, I have my daughter. And I'm just like, well, I have my kids, but like I'm making an effort, you know, like, and you're not. So that's just kind of weird, you know. That's already a red flag, and I'm not liking it. And I had talked to a few people, and they're like, yeah, that's something ain't right. He's either not single, or he's gay, or he's just not that into you. And I was just like, I don't know, like he's throwing off some obsessive with kitty vibes, and I'm like, it's something. No, I know he likes me, like I could feel it, I could tell. Then a few times I noticed he would like block me out of nowhere, and I'm just like, what did I do? Like, did I say something? Did I post something that offended him? Did I say something about another guy in a joking way? Or like, because I joke a lot, and my humor is not for everybody. And I could see why like my ex got mad a lot when I would joke the way I do. So I was just like, I wonder if he like took it the wrong way, or if he's jealous or what. And I noticed he would like block me, and I would just be like, what did I do? And I hated that. I hated feeling like that. I remember like, you know, waiting for him to come around again, and he would come back around again. He would pop up again, he would respond to something I said, and we would start talking again, and everything was okay. And I'd be like, what happened? He would be like, oh, a family thing. Oh, you know, someone passed away. So I'm like, okay, like, whatever, you know, like, this guy likes to play games. He probably has a little bit of toxic in him too, so whatever, you know, like, I don't know, like, we're not together, he don't owe me an explanation, you know, like, I'm kind of playing games with him, and he's kind of playing games with me, and we kind of like each other, but we just kind of like don't say it, you know. And so it's just like, whatever, you know, like, I'm not gonna pour my guts out to somebody, because I know he sure ain't gonna pour his guts out to me, you know. And then the holidays come around. And I remember it was around Christmas time specifically, and then he blocked me again, and I was like, what is this guy's deal? And then I had told my twin, I was like, why does he keep blocking me? She was like, I don't know, he's weird, like something's weird, something's up with him. And everybody that I talked to, not everybody, but the few people that I had mentioned, they're like, he's giving off some red flags. And even some guys, they're like, he has somebody, like he's just like keeping you at arm's length, but he has somebody, the way he's acting. And I was just like, but how can that be? Like, he's always talking to me constantly from sun up to sundown. It's me, like I'm, you know, like how can he be? Is he like talking to me while his lady is right there? And they're like, probably, like I've done it before. And I'm just like, dang, like no, I'm like, no, he's a good guy, like he's good, comes from a good family, like he's not like that. Like I don't see him, I can't see him doing anything like that because he's already quiet, he's already shy. The way his sexual appetite is very like basic and just like, there's no way this guy is like that, okay? And then I noticed he unblocked me again, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna say anything to him. I'm just gonna, whatever, like this is getting stupid. I'm getting, like, this is high school stuff, okay? This is getting stupid. This is a waste of time. What the hell were you even thinking, Kitty? I can't remember how, but we started talking, and he started like asking me questions like, have you seen anybody or with anybody like after like we were together and stuff? And he would say he wasn't, and I'd be like, no, I wasn't, no, because like I was seriously like interested, you know, but I wasn't putting the vibe out there too much because of the way he was already acting kind of shady. I asked him, I was like, are you sure you're single? Like the way you're acting kind of weird is like, are you sure you're single? And he was like, yeah, I'm single. I was like, you've never been married, right? And he was like, no, I've never been married. And I'm like, you only have one kid, right? And he was like, yeah, I only have my daughter. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I've just been busy. He was like, I work 2 jobs, and by the time I get home, I'm tired, you know? And I'm just like, and I was just like, maybe I'm just being needy, because in the past I have been needy. There were times where I was like, come show me affection, come give me love, come do this for me right now, I want it now. And I'm just like, it can't be like that, Kitty. It can't be like that no more. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. By this time we have not had sex. I was wanting to, but it was a matter of where, because he lives with his family. Obviously I'm not gonna go over there while all his family members are around. I never bring nobody back here to my place because 1, my place is small. 2, I don't ever bring anybody around here unless I know, you know, it's gonna be like a relationship, and I have not had one of those, so I don't want to bring anybody around my kids. So there was always a matter of like, if we're gonna be intimate, where are we gonna do it? And I'm the adventurous type. Like, if I want to go meet somewhere and I want it then and there, then chances are we're probably gonna do a little something in the car, if you get my drift. But it's very hard to do that in the city because there's like people constantly around and cameras around and cops around, and it's just very hard to do that. He was all down for it, but he was like, where are we gonna meet? And I was like, I was at one of my friend's house, and I was like making a way, and I was like, come meet me at my friend's house. And I told him like, there's no cameras around, like we'll be okay, like let's do something in the car. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And so he was like, okay, I'll come over. And then he was like, where does she live? And he was like, oh, that's too far. And I'm like, again with this. And I was like, well, do you want me to meet you halfway? And he was like, yeah, let's meet. So we met halfway. And it was not working because 1, he's tall, 2, I'm tall, 3, my car is small in the back. And so I was like, it's either just give it up, Kitty, or find a way. I got a room. I bought it. Did he offer to pitch in? No. All he said was, you don't have to get a room. And I was like, but I want it. And this is the only way that I'm gonna get it. So I'm gonna have to get a room. And he was like, you don't have to, but if you want, then okay. And I was just like, I'm gonna get it. Shut up, I'm gonna get it. We get to the room and immediately start messing around, and other than that, that was pretty much it. I can't get into too much detail about it, but I remember telling one of my friends about it the next day, and I did feel guilty. Something in me felt guilty because I don't want to be that person. Like, I don't like to do hookups as it is. It felt ugly. It just made me realize, like, I am not the friends with benefit types person. I am not the type of woman that does casual dating or casual sex, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way I felt. Like, I regretted it, but at the same time it happened, and it's been so long, like so long since your girl got some, so I was just like, look on the bright side, kitty. And my friend was like, at least you got some, you know. And I was just like, okay. And I was telling her, I was like, I freaking have to pay for the freaking hotel. And she was like, he didn't even offer to pay. I was like, nope. She was like, dang. And I was like, I have never done that. I have never forked out money to freaking buy a room like that. And I was just like, just everything about it was just negative. And she was like, well, just, I mean, at least you got some. And I was like, I guess, you know, like, at least I got some, you know, whatever. I want to say a few days go by, and then I noticed that I don't see him on Instagram anymore. And I'm just like, here we go again. And here we go with the head games again. And I was just like, what did I do? Was I not good? Was it something I said? Did I offend him? Oh, I didn't know what to think. And it was bothering me because I want that clarity. I want to know what I did wrong. Like, even if you're not going to give me a chance to correct it, then I just want to know what it was that went wrong, and then, you know, just give me peace, you know, peace of mind. Some time goes by, and then he unblocked me and started to constantly watch my stories again, started being stalkerish again, and I was just like, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say this guy is not single. This guy is not who he says he is, and looks can be deceiving for sure. I know he's still watching me, he's still keeping his eye on me, but we're not talking anymore, and it's just weird. And I don't have it in me to block him because in a weird toxic way I like the attention. Then out of nowhere I come across a photo on another social media site with him in it, and I notice his baby mama, and I'm just like, nah, this has to be an older picture. And then I looked at the kids because I know this family. I don't know them like that, but I know who they are, and I've seen them around. I was just putting two and two together, and then I realized that this picture is pretty recent, and his daughter is very small, and I'm just like, I thought his daughter was like one of my son's age, but apparently she looked like she was maybe 1 or 2, and I was just like, but then he said he was single for 3 years, and then I started like backtracking of everything he said, and I'm just like, this lied to me. Me being the great investigator that I am, any man or woman who wants to find out something will find out something. We will get to the bottom of it when we feel like we're being lied to. And so I did. I found out who his baby mama is, and I was debating on whether to reach out to her because in my mind I wanted to tell her the truth because I felt guilty, because I would never want to pursue anybody who is in a relationship or who is married, because when that time comes for me to be in one, I don't ever want someone to do that to me or come for my man in that way. And if someone did, or if someone was messaging or talking or anything, any kind of cheating, if they were doing that with my significant other, I would want to know so that I would, 1, stop looking stupid, 2, end it, you know, because I know my worth. So I was really going back and forth on whether I should talk to her or not, and just leave it. At the time I saw this picture, it was a time where this person was going through some very tough things in life. The kind person in me, the person with the heart, was like, this is the wrong time, Kitty. This is the wrong time to address it. But at the same time, I was like, no, you can't let this slide. You can't let this slide because it's not your fault. It's not your fault. He lied to you. He needs to be held accountable. The situations where I was talking to somebody and then I found out they're married, but I never like slept with them or anything. But this is a whole nother thing, okay? And so even when those situations happened and they were just conversations, I still had lady balls and reached out and told them. Even when they reached out to me, I told them, like, I talked to them and told them, you know, I didn't sleep with your man. I wouldn't do that. He lied to me. He lied to you. I'm sorry. I'll leave him alone. And that was it. Luckily, every situation, yeah, I act like this happened hundreds of times. It happened a few times. They were mature about it, which I admire. I admire that because me, I don't know how I would handle that. So I reached out to her. I was like, he needs to be held accountable. Woman to woman, I gotta let her know. I gotta look out for her. Even though I don't know her, even though I don't know what she's like, or maybe she's mean, or why he was trying to talk to me. Like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about the relationship. But as a woman, as a human, I would want to know if my boyfriend or my husband was cheating on me. And so I reached out to her. I said, hey, are you still with Scum? And she's like, yes, why? I was like, can you call me? And I gave her my number. I said, there's some things you need to know about Scum. And she just read it. She didn't say nothing. I waited like for 3 hours and she did not say nothing. And so I was like, okay, it's pretty obvious she don't want to talk to me. It's pretty obvious she don't want to reach out to me. It's pretty obvious she doesn't want to hear what I have to say. So I'm just going to tell her and get it over with because I need to get this off my chest. I need to tell her the truth so that I can move on with my life and ask for forgiveness. I was like, I can understand why you don't want to give me a call, but your man, basically, he's a liar and a cheater, and he told me he was single for 3 years, and we did have sex, and I just thought you should know what kind of guy you're with, and good luck with everything, because what else do you say? You know, she doesn't want to talk to me. I'm trying to be the bigger person and address it and tell her and let her know. And if she don't want to hear it, then I can't force her to talk to me. And so I deleted my number because I don't want her bothering me later on. I gave her that chance to call me woman to woman and talk about it. But she didn't want to reach out to me. So I just left it. I erased my number. That was it. I didn't say nothing. She read it immediately. Nothing happened. No one reached out to me. Huge weight lifted off my shoulder, but at the same time I was just like, damn, okay, I'm like, it just sucks. It's a sucky situation that I didn't deserve to be put in. It's a situation where, I kid you not, I literally asked this guy about 6 or 7 times, are you single? Are you? I would ask him questions over and over, not consistently, but like every now and then I would ask him the same question to test him to see if he was going to say the same thing. And every single time this guy Scum said he was single. Said he was single for 3 years, does not have no feelings for his baby mama, nothing. So I believed him. Long story short, this guy is still with her. I did not figure out if they are married. I did not figure out if they're just boyfriend and girlfriend, but she did confirm that they are together. And so going back at everything that had happened, it makes sense now. It just makes sense. And I feel like I was trying so hard to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was going based off of his parents and how he was raised. But that doesn't matter. Guys who are going to cheat on their wives or girlfriends, It doesn't matter how they were brought up. If they want to cheat, they're gonna cheat, and that's the sad reality of it. This is the last time I'm ever gonna like judge somebody based on what kind of family they come from, because he comes from a respectful family, and that's all I kept telling myself is, no, he's different. No, he's not like that. No, like he comes from a really good family. Like if his parents found out, like I'm pretty sure they would, you know, be upset. And I was just like, he doesn't come from that type of family. Like his parents are nothing like that. Obviously they raised a good man, but nope. I was totally wrong, and I owned up to it. I could have never said nothing. I could have never said nothing. I could have kept it a secret. I could have took it to my grave, but my conscience, me being able to sleep at night, would not allow me to live life at my full capacity. I would not be happy with myself. I would beat myself up over it because it's not something I'm proud of, but it did happen. And I feel like me telling my story here is important. I wanted to share it with you guys, not to rub it in her face, not to make him feel bad. I could give a damn about what they feel. They are irrelevant to me. I'm telling my story, and I'm using my platform to spread awareness in the dating world that there's men and women that are out there saying they are single when they're not. And you know, when you're in that beginning stage of dating, it's just kind of like you gotta take their word for it, you know. And unfortunately I was lied to, but yeah, just don't be like me, do better. I owned up to it, and I'm not proud of it. I went back and forth on whether I should tell this story or not, because I don't want to portray myself as a homewrecker, because I don't claim it, and I would never want to be that way, and I don't believe I am a homewrecker. I know what I do and I know what I don't do. In my heart, I know that I was trying so hard to get to know him on a personal level, but doing it the right way, and he knows it, and I know he watches my video. You freaking knew it, so don't ever turn around and say it was all me, whatever. You lied, and now your significant other is hurt. Now, you know, like I said my piece. I already asked for forgiveness. That's all that matters. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Do better out there. Don't be like me. Don't try to give guys the benefit of the doubt. Don't try to give women the benefit of the doubt and see like, oh, they're this type of way, they're raised this way, so it can't be true. Don't be like that. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.